This is an episode of the Leadheads Podcast, a weapons and firearm podcast unlike any other. If you like what you hear, please consider subscribing or checking out our YouTube page. Work the trigger. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Leadheads Podcast, Episode 4. What the Gun? Self-defense pistols.
Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. This is What the Gun. This is a series where we kind of Frankenstein our ideal firearms together. In this particular episode, we are going to be doing self-defense pistols. So we're going to be taking bits and pieces from here and there from different guns. At least I am. I don't know what the hell Builder is going to do.
I'm not good at this.
And we're going to put it, you will be after tonight. And we're going to put them together to give you guys an idea of what our optimal gun would be for a certain situation. Again, tonight we're talking self-defense pistols. So I have elected to go first. I haven't elected to go first. Builder said, hey, you're going first.
It's true. So to clarify, self-defense pistol.
Yes.
This is a kind of a universal pistol. Anywhere from a nightstand pistol to I guess mine could be a nightstand / everyday carry pistol. I carry a full-size pistol. So that's
Mine is a carry pistol.
Okay.
I mean, you can use any carry pistol for a nightstand pistol.
Yeah,
I wouldn't consider something like a SIG P365 as a nightstand gun, but I'm not building the SIG P365. I don't think the SIG P365 is optimal. I think it's great for its niche, but not optimal for carry if you can get away with something.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is we're going to work on explaining to you guys what bits and pieces and components we're going to be using to be building these guns from the top down, so starting with the sights down to the mag base pads. If we get that specific, I don't think we will.
I am grossly unprepared.
I don't think we're going to be getting that specific, but and just giving you guys an idea of what those are going to be like. Again, I am going to go first. So, starting at the top, the very first thing is sights, and for sights, I'm just going to go with the general sight cut because I think that's going to be the most optimal thing, and I'm going to have to go with the Glock sight cut. There's two things about the Glock sight cut that make me want to utilize the Glock sight cut. The thing number one is the vast array of Glock sights out there. You can't beat it.
You're talking iron sights.
Yes.
No.
Like,
come on, dude.
No. I'm talking iron sight. Okay, no, but I didn't think of that though. I'll go there next. Okay.
What's wrong with
so
you?
we can't edit these also while we're talking because that's what we're gonna do. So for the actual iron sights, I'm gonna go with a Glock sight cut. Again, one, because it's just the vast array of stuff that's out there in the industry. You can't beat that as far as variety. And two, because I much prefer sighting systems with the front sight post that is fixed and centered. I don't like drift in front sights the way that SIG and Smith & Wessons do.
Literally everybody else.
Right, well, except CZ. CZ is a front dovetail, which is also automatically centered. Means the only adjustment you ever need to worry about is that rear sight, and they're relatively easy to do typically. So that's what I'm going to go with for my iron sights. Now, going back from that, as Builder pointed out, we don't have to use iron sights, so I'm going to go with the FN509 plate system.
So are you leaning more towards a striker pistol at this point?
I'm getting there.
Okay,
I'm getting there.
bad.
This guy jumping the gun. I'm at the sights, and he's like, what action are you using? Okay.
What texture's on your grab?
And what color is it going to be?
That's very important.
Are we going with color? Did you put color down?
No, but I am going to.
I am now too. Okay. So he's editing his list as we speak.
A letter and two numbers.
So for optics cut, I'm gonna have to go with the FN509 optics cut. It's got the most versatile and yet also most solid optics cut you can use. It's just the best mounting system that you can do. The Glock MOS system, I've actually got an entire video on the deficiencies of the MOS system. It's good for testing optics, but once you figure out what optic you're going to run, you want an actual plate from somebody else. So that's why I'm going the 509. Okay, so that's the optic. Now the slide. I got to do this so you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so for the slide of this thing, I want to go with a CZ75 style inverted rail slide.
Ooh.
And the reason is
striker.
Stop jumping ahead, you jackwagon. Okay. So I want to go with the CZ75 slim slide with the inset slide rails, a CZ cold hammer forged barrel because, in my opinion, CZ makes some of the best stock barrels out there. They're more durable and more accurate than the majority of stock barrels in pistols.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go with the Browning double lug lock, like a CZ75 or a 1911 has. It's a stronger lock mechanism than your standard drop blocks that you have in like a Glock or those. So that's what I'm going to go with there. Okay, so next up we're going to go with the action, and yes, this is a striker fired gun.
Oh, how the turntables have turned!
It is a striker fired gun with a Canic feel trigger. The Canic trigger profile is just amazing for a stock gun. And again, I guess I should have said this in the beginning. These have to be stock components in guns. You can't pick out things like, because I prefer my HB Industry CZP10 trigger pull over the stock Canic trigger pull. But that's not a stock trigger pull, so I'm going to have to go with the stock Canic trigger pull. The caveat on that is it's got to be the non-elite version, which has a slightly heavier trigger pull at least 4.5 pounds. I don't like sub 4.5 self-defense triggers. They're great in competition guns.
Yeah.
But I don't like them for self-defense. You've shot my 1911.
Yeah.
It's got a 2-pound trigger.
It's stupid.
I would be lying if I didn't say that if I said that I hadn't shot that gun when I didn't mean to.
The dirt has eaten many a 9mm from that gun.
Yep. I'm lucky I haven't taken a wall out at the indoor range. But I guess the reason that I went striker fire is I love me some hammer fired. I just do. I love me some hammer fired guns, but striker fired is just more consistent. And again, because we're going with stock trigger pulls, it's really hard to find a stock double action, single action to me that is as good of a trigger pull as, not good. Good is the wrong wording here. As self-defense dependable isn't even the right word.
Serviceable.
Not even serviceable. It's just consistent. It's consistent. Self-defense consistency. Pulling it, drawing it, being able to hit that first shot every time with a 12-pound double action is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
It's not difficult to do when your double action is 8 to 9 pounds, like my gun is, like my EDC is. But that ain't stock.
No, it's far from stock.
So I had to go with a different firing mechanism. Okay. You have any comments yet? Anything you're surprised by? Stop looking at my list.
I can't see that far.
I'm gonna get... Man, okay. So this part may surprise you.
I'm ready.
Okay. So for the grip and frame section, I want to go with a 2-piece 2011 style grip and frame. With a compact, more like a staccato or a Triarch. Yes. Or a Triarch grip with like the narrower. It's going to be a 15 round. Yep. It's going to be a 15 round Glock length mag. And it's going to be, let's see here. A thin style magwell like the, no. This isn't the magwell. Okay. So it's going to be a 15 round grip length. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's going to have the metal bottom magwell like the new FN509 LS Edge. So you're going to have a steel or aluminum frame section with the rails, a polymer grip with stippling, however you want it. I don't like the ones that look like somebody did it in their freaking garage. That pisses me off when I see like the $5,000 guns with grips that my son could stipple better.
They're new stippling.
It is. I will give them that. But yeah, so it's going to have that a nice grip made of polymer, and then the bottom half of that is going to be kind of an attached aluminum magwell on it. Right. Integrated. Exactly. So that you have that better magwell. It can still be thin. You can thin it out a little bit more than polymer to get that nice ramp in there. You're not going to bust the crap out of the bottom of your gun. And I like the way the 2011 frames are built, and with the modularity that you get. If you want a railed version, you can buy a railed version. If you want a non-railed version, you can get one that's non-railed and a little bit heavier.
If you want a full-size frame.
If you want a full-size frame.
Metal frame.
If you want aluminum to lose some weight. Like, there's all these different things, the directions that you could go with this. And in my opinion, to get the CZ75 inverted rails, I want a metal frame on that. I've had a P07. And although the P07 functions well and it's reliable, the reciprocation just isn't what a 75 is.
No, it's not as smooth.
You can feel the clunk, you can feel it biting kind of into the polymer a little bit. And if you grab the Sphinx, which is a very similar copy of the P07, but with a metal frame, there is a major difference between those two guns in how they actually feel when you're running the slide.
Never touched a Sphinx.
They're okay. I don't care
to.
The grips are weird. It's got like an overmold like you'd see on a cheap power tool. You know, like if you went to Walmart and grabbed you went to Walmart and you grabbed a Black & Decker power tool, and you go in and they've got that gel grip on them or something.
And you're like, oh, this is going to peel off in a month.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I don't think the Sphinx, I don't think that they peel off in a month. The Cerakote does. I actually, I was at a shop. Yeah, I was at a shop down in Indy and had touched a couple of them, finger fiddled them, as I call it. And yeah, they were both chipped, both in the case, brand new, been there about a month, and both the Cerakote in them was chipped, and they were $800+ guns. Yeah, so you're buying that for $800 with chipped Cerakote. Okay, so I guess I didn't cover the trigger shoe shape at all.
Jumped right to the bottom of the gun.
I know. I'm jumping past stuff. I didn't think about the trigger shoe shape at all.
I did thoroughly.
Did you? Yes. Well, because I can't go. I can't go 2011, 1911. I'm not building a Hudson H9.
Ew.
I'm not doing that. It's got to be. It has to be hinge trigger on it. But the Canic trigger is too big. Like,
it's fat, like wide.
It is. It's fat and it's long. And again, if you guys watch my Canic review, it feels cheap. It cheapens up the gun, the feel of the gun. So I'm not sure what trigger shape I'd go with. I'm racking my brain right now trying to come up with all these different trigger shapes.
Gen 1 M&P.
I will backhand you
shield
with a
early model.
I will backhand you with a shield. An early model shield is what I'm going to backhand you with. No, I'm drawing a blank for that. Just nothing, because I actually don't mind the shape of stock Glock triggers. Yeah. The trigger pull is crap. You know what? I'm going to go with CZ though. I'm going to go with the P10.
Yeah, it's flatter than most.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want the safety tab in there because I was thinking. Yeah, because I was thinking.
I'm not allowed to say that.
I'm not. You are though. I was thinking that I would want to go with like a flat face trigger in the Legion. That's the word I'm looking for. The Legion or any of the other X models, they come with flat face triggers. But I don't like that they don't have trigger safeties, the safety tabs. So I can't go with those. So I'm just going to go with the stock P10 trigger. It's safe.
That's fair.
Okay. So the last little not nitpick, piece of the puzzle that I have is the magazine. Did you read it?
I didn't.
Okay, guess.
I'm not cheating.
Guess.
We're not playing games.
Guess.
M&P.
No.
Canon.
No.
Glock.
No.
Oh.
No, it doesn't take Glock mags. No, but it is something else that's near and dear to your heart.
Beretta.
It is the Beretta 92 magazine. So here's the reason that I went with the Beretta 92 magazine. One, it comes in any length that you can think of. It's been out for freaking ever.
They have the compact too.
They do. So you can get any length that you want. You can get 17, 15, I think they do 13s. They do 13s. Yeah. 13. Yeah. They're cheap. They are, let's see if I've got it on here. I didn't have the price on here.
You find them on sale. You can get Met Guards for $25.
Yeah. Which, and Met Guard,
you can get 18s.
Right. And Met Guars are, a Met Gar is They are OEM. So if anybody out there is listening to this and you ever find a mech gun, you're like, I wonder if it is good, because they probably made the original.
I have 2 mech cars and I have 3 factories, and my mech cars, the base pad is shorter on them, so it has less sticking out of the gun and it holds 1 more round.
Now, you might be wondering why I didn't go CZ75.
Not really.
I think the Beretta Mag's better.
It is.
It just is. It's a slightly wider mag, which means you can fit the same amount of rounds in a slightly shorter package, or you can fit more rounds in the same length package. The CZ-P01 is a perfect example of this. It is a 14-round plus 1 gun.
See, but
Could be a 15-round gun.
The Beretta 92FS Compact the grip is slightly smaller than the P01. It's a 13 plus 1.
Yeah.
So it's even less. But again, it's the shorter mag.
Right. Yeah, the Beretta version, the Beretta length mag that the P01 uses, I don't ever know what to call that stupid gun. I've called it a P01 for like 10 years, but
if somebody has a problem with me calling it a P01, then they're just going to have to get over it.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop. They're lucky I can remember the name.
I had somebody tell me once, it's a 0, it's not an O, to which I replied to them, oh, golly. No, if you work with part numbers at all, you know that they don't put O's in part numbers. They put zeros in part numbers. Therefore, when somebody is reading a part number and they read O, they mean 0. And everybody knows that who deals with part numbers. Therefore, when I say P01, I mean P01 because it's a part number. I digress. Anyway, yeah, that's how I went with Beretta mags. There are more around. They are cheaper than the CZ75 mags by just $1 or $2, but they are cheaper. They make better use of the space. And I didn't want to stick another CZ part on there because I'd already gone with like their basic entire top half. So that is my what the gun, Franken gun for self-defense.
Weren't you picking out a special mag release? You had me all stressed out. You're like, I'm down to picking out my mag release.
Oh, you know what? I thought about a mag release and then I totally didn't actually pick the mag release.
I didn't pick one out.
I don't have it in here at all. I'm just gonna go with whatever fits in the 2011 frame.
Gen 3 Glock.
Gen 3. Oh. No, my tiny child hands can't reach those. No, I'm just going to go with whatever's in a stock 2011 frame.
That's right.
Because and again, one of the benefits of going with the 2011 frame is if you don't like the stock magazine release that I give you, or that whatever this fictitious company that's making this gun gives you, then you can just swap it out for one of the plethora of other ones. They run, what?
Color.
I'm going to go with tungsten Cerakote because wait, no.
Tungsten burnt bronze.
ODG anodized. Because
it'll match your gun.
Because my Arrow 6.5 Grendel is now like my favorite looking gun in my entire collection. It is just a gloriously beautiful firearm.
You forgot one other thing.
What did I forget?
Optic.
Oh. You know what? And honestly, I'm going to get a lot of shit for this.
Don't say what I'm going to say.
I'm going to go with the Holosun 507.
Okay.
Because,
that's not what I was going to say.
So here's why I'm going with the Holosun 507. I don't like the mailbox optics yet. No, 508T.
Okay.
There we go. I'm going to go with the Holosun 508T. And I'm not sold on the mailbox ones yet. The 509T and the Aimpoint Acro, which is freaking dumb. Anyway, I'm not looking at your list. I keep seeing it down there and be like, nope. But I want something rigid, but the Holosun form factor works better for me than the RMR form factor. I do not like the RMRs.
Okay.
I used one. I tried, guys. I tried really hard to like the RMR, and I just don't. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the Holosun 508T because I like it. Huh?
Light?
I don't run lights.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go with a light. There was one other thing that I had thought of and that is now slipping my brain space. So, front of the gun. Flush target crown.
Smile, wait for flash?
No. You bastard. No. Flush target crown because nothing beats flush target crown.
Bull barrel.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously.
All right. Well,
Obviously.
that'll work. It's an acceptable
That'll work.
setup.
I reckon that would shoot something.
Okay. So it's my turn.
Hmm?
I'm going to start at the top of the gun. The very top of the gun
Tippity top.
will be a, I really want to say SRO, but my heart's just not in it.
I couldn't do SRO either.
I can't do it.
It's not a carry optic.
It's going to be a Holosun 509T. This will be a custom-made one specifically for me with a green reticle. Green is better than red. Fight me.
Okay.
I was on your
I'll
side
fight
for
you.
a long time. And the 509T will be attached to my sights, which my sights are a one-piece system, multiple-piece system, actually, called the Nighthawk iOS.
That's two completely different things. One piece and multiple piece system. I'm so confused now. Okay.
The Nighthawk iOS system.
Okay. I don't know this.
So it's really cool. It slides off the back of your gun.
What?
And then it slides back onto your gun.
No way. This isn't a thing.
Aaron Cowan did a video on the Nighthawk Firehawk, and it had the iOS on it. And he wanted to test it out, so he put an optic on it. He ran it, zeroed it, ran it for a while, took the optic off, put the iron sight plate on, ran it for a while with iron sights, took the iron sight plate off, put the optic plate back on, and it held zero. Perfect.
Okay.
It is a return to zero system.
So
it's a plate system.
I can barely see it in there. Yep.
It's a plate
Okay,
system,
that's fair.
It's like stupid awesome.
Okay.
So that's the top. The slide will be a it will be a 4 1/4 inch commander length. Mine's going to be a single action gun.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
4 1/4 length. Standard rear serrations. Additional front serrations. Now the front of the slide will look a little bit different because it will have the agency arm sight tracker.
Oh.
Ported barrel and slide.
Oh, I like it. I like where you're going with this.
The barrel, although it absolutely doesn't need it on a pistol, will have 5R rifling. And a target crown.
Because F you, that's why.
Because if I miss, it's going to be my fault.
Yes, it is. Flush target crown or slightly protruding?
It will be a flush target crown.
Of course it will, because flush target crown is the best target crown.
I
do want to point out neither one of us has a flush target crown gun.
No. I mean, it's not going to matter looks-wise, because it'll be like, oh, sight tracker.
That's true.
So that takes care of all of that. The hammer will be the skeletonized hammer. Nothing special.
Okay.
Just a standard hammer that I can put my thumb on if I need to.
So not a spur hammer.
Not a spur hammer. Those pinch my belly.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath the hammer will be a slightly extended beaver tail grip safety.
Made of metal or polymer? I think they make those polymer now, don't they?
It will be a metal grip safety.
Okay.
It will be attached to an STI Staccato.
Okay.
2011 frame with a full size grip.
You weren't wrong. This is basically a gun that exists. It could exist very easily.
The sight tracker. Going forward, that's a hard word for me to say. Forward, it will have an ambidextrous safety because I am wrong-handed. Going a little bit farther.
Can you get 1911s with just a right side safety?
Mm-hmm.
I would do that. If I was wrong-handed, I would totally do that.
Oh, you mean just on the wrong side?
Just the wrong side.
No, you can get just the wrong side safety.
Because I have used 1911s with ambidextrous safeties, and I hate they dig into the wrong parts of my hand.
Yeah, they don't bother.
Okay, that's fair. You don't know any better.
You get used to it. Moving forward from the safety, you will find a Triarch flat face trigger.
Okay.
See how I went with the modularity of the single action.
I like it. Yeah, that's you bastard.
And it will pull between 3.5 and 4 pounds.
Okay.
The gun has a manual safety and a passive manual safety. I have very much confidence in those. Moving forward from there will be a standard full-length 1913 Picatinny rail on the front of the gun. Yeah,
okay.
I like lights. Underneath that will be a TLR 7A. so it's compact enough for the particular firearm.
Is that sight tracker system? Does it have port cuts in it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the whole
I
point. I
thought so. I was just making sure. That just dawned on me because when you said full length rail, I'm sitting there thinking, so comp? No, he doesn't need a comp.
Yeah,
because it's built in.
Yes.
Okay.
Moving down from there will be the standard 1911-2011 mag release, because the big ones hurt my fingers because they're on my shooty hand side. There will be absolutely no additional slide cuts, no extra holes in my slide.
He doesn't like the slides that are overly skeletonized.
Yes,
He's got something against pretty slides.
it does. They're dirty. The magwell, I didn't have a particular magwell picked out, so I'm going to steal yours.
Okay.
Because that sounds really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now the mag.
Yes.
I had to guess your mag. You have to guess my mag.
I'm going to go with Glock mags.
You're wrong.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's not Beretta.
It's not Beretta.
It's definitely not a 2011 mag.
That's true.
There's no way in hell that's going to happen. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Do either one of us own the firearm? Okay. It's a 9mm Colt mag. No.
Stick mag.
I only bring that up because I'm looking at getting something that happens to run those, and Builder here goes, that is my favorite mag ever.
It's true.
I don't think that's what he's running, though. Mac 10 mags.
No.
Dang it. Okay, I give up.
It will be the CZ P10f Mag. What?
That is... What? I like it. That is smart.
I know.
I mean, you're going to spend an assload on magazines.
No, they're going to be given to me with the gun for free.
Oh, how many are you expecting to get with this
15.
gun? I guess if we're building our own guns, might as well just throw massive amount of magazines in there.
So, yes, that'll give me... What is it? That holds 19 plus 1? Is that right? You should know. You own that gun.
Yes. Yeah. 19. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've spaced out for a second.
Okay. So
and plus 19... plus twos for those are somewhere around $10 to $15.
Yeah. So I'll have a 19 plus 1. I like sidecar rigs. So I'll have a 19 plus 1 in with the gun, and then a 21 rounder in the sidecar rig.
Okay. Now, question about the grip.
21 rounder in my reload.
Question about the grip length of the gun. Are you going to go with the grip length that
the grip length
covers the entire thing
to fit the mag? Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at a P10 grip length.
Yes.
Okay, P10F.
Yes.
I like the way that's going.
And then I think that's everything on the gun.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then
color.
Well, yes, of course. It will be finished in God's Plaid M81.
Oh my gosh. You're doing M81. You just took that thing from like the classiest shit that we've talked about in a week
to the extra classiest shit that we've talked about
to the tackiest junk ball.
that or Pinaflage, and I'm going M81.
All right. I'll allow it. I reckon. What color's your barrel?
Gold.
I know. I want a gold barrel too. I don't even know why.
I don't have any desire for a gold barrel on any of my firearms.
Except this one.
Unless they have a sight tracker.
That's fair, because the gold looks good on a sight tracker.
Especially once you use it and it gets black around there.
I like the gold ones on basically any barrel with a rounded barrel shroud or barrel hood, like a 1911 style, which both of us have picked.
Yes.
Did you notice that we both went with older style slide systems and older style designs and
older
with a 1911
together, but yes.
But with a general 1911-ish
I had
feel.
Thought about going with a checkmate slide.
Ooh.
Because
I think you went the right way.
It's a sight tracker, isn't it?
Hell, I don't know.
That's why I didn't, because I didn't really want to put in the research, because I could just go, agency.
Yeah, checkmates are so far above my income level that I have never even bothered to look into what they actually really have.
So yeah, that completes my gun, and it would be made in a custom made, or it would ride in a custom made M81 Harry's holster sidecar that he does not make, but he would get a lot of money from whoever's buying me this gun to make it for me and work with designers.
And he would use a discount code, work the trigger, for 10% off at that Harry's Holsters place. All right. So if there was any one thing about my gun design, what would you change?
I would probably switch to M&P mags.
Would you? Why M&P over the Berettas?
I just prefer the design, honestly.
Real? Okay. I haven't had an M&P in years, so I don't even remember what the hell those mags really are. I had my M&Ps before I knew what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, I've been there.
So
I had my M&Ps when I was figuring out what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
And I figured out, man, I need to go back to Glock.
I sold my M&Ps, went to CZ, still didn't really know what I was doing, got a Glock, figured out what I was doing, swapped back to CZ when I figured out what I was doing, and now I'm just kind of whatever.
You're running SIG.
I don't carry a SIG yet. Yeah, I have one that I could carry. Well, I will carry once I get the trigger done, because again, remember that comment earlier about the trigger safety on SIG trigger? I won't carry a SIG P320 with this stock trigger. I just don't trust it. So there's an agency trigger right over there waiting to go in. It just requires way more effort than I have put into it thus far.
So on my build, what would be something you would change?
So
other than the M81, because it's non-negotiable.
Damn it. No, I'm going to change the sights. I think I'm going to go. Well, I don't know. I guess just because so does that sight have does it have a post in front of the dot and in the back of the dot?
No.
Is it just the post in front of it?
It's a plate. You can get the sight in front of the optic, or you can get a plate with the sight behind the optic.
Okay.
The sight is integral into the plate, and then you just take the entire plate off. It has, you can see under.
Oh, the optic. I'm going to change the optic because I'm not sold on the 509.
You can see under the front rear sight.
Yep.
There's a pin that goes through.
Yep.
You drive that pin out, it slides straight back.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's Cowan approved.
Ah. And he punches fences.
He does.
All right. I think that is about it. Do you have anything else you want to bring up?
I don't think so. If you guys like these, we have a few more to do. They're very difficult for me to wrap my mind around, but I'm more than willing to do it.
As I said, I think now that you've seen what I did, I think we've both got a better idea of where we can go with it.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think this is a fun series. And if you are a gun company out there and you watch this and you're like, hey, these guys, they have ideas, hit us up. We've got plenty of ideas. None of them are good, but we have them.
If you want to make my gun and send it to me, it doesn't have to be an M81. I'll take care of that myself.
I was going to say, we'll just find somebody to do that. No, yeah, that's yours could happen relatively easily.
Yeah, mine is much more simple.
Mine is not. Mine is never going to happen, gun. But anyway, thanks, guys.
Compared to what we actually do carry. What do you actually carry?
Okay. So now, what?
Just basic overview of what you carry.
Right now, I carry a double action, single action CZ, a P01, a heavily modified P01 with a dot. What do you carry?
I carry a Gen 5 Glock 17 with a dot and very minor modifications.
I do think it's interesting that you went with hammer fired gun.
I know how the turntables have turned.
With a striker fired gun. We did both go with the 1911 frames setups, though. Relatively stock 2011 stuff.
But we didn't use those mags.
That is true.
Because nobody wants to spend $130 on an MBX mag.
No, they don't. So thanks again, guys, for hanging out with us and listening to What the Gun, our precision-built firearms for self-defense handguns. If you like this and you want to help us get these guns built, head on over to the Patreon page. That's patreon.com/workthetrigger. Sorry, that was a really long run-on sentence that I did there. That was all that I had in me.
I was losing oxygen.
We do have a YouTube page as well. That's also youtube.com/workthetrigger. Over there, we do a lot of YouTube-y stuff. These videos are posted the Thursdays following the release of the podcast, usually. And yeah, any last words?
I don't think so. I hope you guys like this because we definitely enjoy doing this.
This is a fun thing. All right. Well, thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.